Welcome to Life Moments podcast, where we explore the turning points that shape our lives, the lessons we learn along the way, and the courage it takes to embrace change. I'm so glad you're joining me today for a conversation that resonates with so many of us, no matter where we are on our journey. Before we dive in, if you find value in these stories and reflections, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like this episode, and share it with friends who might need a little encouragement on their own path. Your support helps us reach more people and create a community of growth, kindness, and inspiration. Today, we're talking about a question that sits quietly in the minds of millions. Is changing your career path a failure, or is it an act of courage? It's a question that's as old as work itself, and yet it feels more relevant than ever in a world where the pace of change is accelerating and the definition of success is evolving. Maybe you're listening to this right now because you're contemplating a big change. Maybe you've already made one, or maybe you're just curious about what it means to start over. Wherever you are, I want to invite you to take a deep breath, let go of any judgment, and open yourself up to the possibility that changing your career path can be one of the most empowering decisions you ever make. Let's start with the word failure. It's a word that carries a lot of weight, and for many of us, it's the shadow that follows us whenever we think about leaving something behind. The truth is, our culture often celebrates linear success stories, the kind where someone picks a path early on, sticks with it through thick and thin, and eventually reaches the top. We admire persistence, consistency, and the ability to overcome obstacles without wavering. But what happens when the path we're on no longer feels right? What if the passion that once fueled us has faded, or the dreams we once chased have changed shape? Does stepping away mean we've failed, or does it mean we're listening to a deeper calling? I want you to imagine a friend comes to you and says, "I'm thinking about changing careers. I'm not happy where I am, but I'm scared people will think I failed." What would you say to them? Most of us would respond with empathy, encouragement, and maybe even admiration for their honesty. We'd remind them that life is too short to stay in a situation that doesn't bring joy, fulfillment, or growth. Yet, when it comes to our own lives, we're often much harder on ourselves. We worry about what others will think, about the time and effort we've already invested, and about the uncertainty that comes with starting over. But here's the thing. Every meaningful story of growth involves change. The people who inspire us most, whether they're artists, entrepreneurs, scientists, or everyday heroes, are often the ones who had the courage to walk away from something that no longer served them. They listened to the quiet voice inside that said, "There's more for you out there," even when it didn't make sense to anyone else. They took risks, made mistakes, learned new skills, and discovered strengths they never knew they had. Their journeys weren't always smooth or predictable, but they were authentic, and that's what made them powerful. Changing your career path is not an admission of defeat. It's an act of self-awareness and bravery. It's a decision to prioritize your well-being, your values, and your dreams over the expectations of others. It's about recognizing that who you are today is not the same as who you were 5, 10, or 20 years ago, and that's okay. Growth means allowing yourself to evolve, to outgrow old dreams, and to pursue new ones with an open heart. Let's talk about some of the reasons people choose to change careers. Sometimes it's driven by necessity. A company closes, an industry shifts, or a role becomes obsolete. Other times it's a matter of passion. A hidden talent emerges, a new interest takes hold, or a long-held dream finally feels within reach. For some, it's about finding balance and meaning, especially after experiencing burnout or a major life event. There are also those who change careers to pursue a higher purpose, to make a difference in the world, or to align their work with their personal values. No matter the reason, the process can be both exhilarating and terrifying. There's the excitement of new possibilities, the hope of finding something more fulfilling, and the joy of rediscovering your strengths. But there's also fear, the fear of the unknown, of starting from scratch, of making mistakes, and of disappointing others. It's natural to feel all these things at once. The key is not to let fear make your decisions for you. One of the most common fears is the idea of starting over. We worry that we'll have to go back to square one, that our previous experience won't count, or that we'll be seen as quitters. But the reality is, every step you've taken up to this point has prepared you for what comes next. The skills you've developed, the challenges you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned are all part of your unique story. Even if you're entering a completely new field, you bring with you a perspective and resilience that can't be taught in a classroom. Employers and colleagues value adaptability, creativity, and a willingness to learn, qualities that are often developed through change. It's also important to remember that success is not a straight line. Life is full of twists and turns, detours and surprises. Some of the most successful people in the world have stories of failure, rejection, and reinvention. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Steve Jobs was pushed out of the company he founded. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. These stories remind us that it's never too late to pursue a new dream, and that what looks like failure in the moment can be the beginning of something extraordinary. If you're considering a career change, you might be wondering where to start. The first step is self-reflection. Ask yourself what you truly want, what excites you, what challenges you, and what gives your life meaning. Take time to explore your interests, your values, and your strengths. Talk to people who are doing work you admire. Read, research, and be curious. The more you learn about yourself and what's possible, the more confident you'll feel about taking the next step. Next, give yourself permission to experiment. You don't have to have everything figured out before you begin. Try volunteering, freelancing, or taking a course in a new field. Reach out to mentors or join professional groups. Every small step you take is a way to test the waters and build your confidence. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Each experience, even the ones that don't work out, teaches you something valuable. It's also helpful to reframe the way you think about failure. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, try to see it as a natural part of the learning process. Every successful person has failed at something. It's how they respond to those setbacks that sets them apart. When you're willing to take risks and learn from your mistakes, you open yourself up to growth and transformation. Support is another crucial part of the journey. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your dreams, and who remind you of your worth. Seek out communities, whether online or in person, where you can share your experiences and learn from others who have walked a similar path. You don't have to do this alone. Of course, practical considerations matter too. Changing careers often involves financial planning, additional training, or starting at a different level. It's important to be realistic about the challenges and to create a plan that supports your goals. This might mean saving money, going back to school, or taking on part-time work while you transition. It can be tough, but with patience and persistence, you can create a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. One of the most rewarding parts of changing your career path is the opportunity to rediscover yourself. When you step out of your comfort zone, you learn what you're truly capable of. You develop resilience, adaptability, and a deeper sense of purpose. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that you have the strength to navigate uncertainty and the wisdom to choose what's best for you. I want to share a few stories that illustrate the power of career change. There's the story of a corporate lawyer who left her high-powered job to become a teacher, finding joy and fulfillment in helping young people discover their potential. There's the engineer who became a chef, blending science and creativity in the kitchen and building a successful restaurant from scratch. There's the stay-at-home parent who returned to school, earned a degree, and launched a new career in healthcare, making a difference in the lives of patients every day. Each of these stories is unique, but they share a common thread: the courage to listen to their inner voice and the willingness to embrace change. If you're feeling stuck or uncertain, know that you're not alone. Many people struggle with the fear of letting go, the guilt of leaving something behind, or the anxiety of not knowing what's next. It's okay to feel these things. The important thing is not to let them hold you back from pursuing a life that feels meaningful and true to you. Take some time to reflect on your journey so far. What have you learned about yourself? What are you proud of? What dreams have you set aside, and why? Give yourself permission to revisit those dreams and to imagine new possibilities. Remember, it's never too late to change direction. Life is not a race, and there's no single path to happiness or success. As you move forward, be gentle with yourself. Change is hard, and it takes time. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Trust that the skills, experiences, and wisdom you've gained will serve you well in whatever comes next. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember this: the act of changing your career path is not a failure. It's a testament to your courage, your resilience, and your commitment to living a life that's true to who you are. It's a declaration that you're willing to grow, to learn, and to chase new dreams, even when it's scary. That's not failure, that's bravery. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Life Moments podcast. If this conversation resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel, give this episode a like, and share it with friends who might need a little encouragement. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue to bring you stories and insights that inspire and uplift. Until next time, remember, your journey is uniquely yours, and every step you take, no matter how uncertain, brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. Stay courageous, stay curious, and keep moving forward.